30, the Warrington Wolves, 18, the Wire now. 2 wins out of the last 5 and no longer the top of Super League. Of course, the Catalan Dragons taking over from them. As for Hull, they're in really good form indeed. They bounced back brilliantly, didn't they, against Warrington, having lost to Salford the week before. Some really good performances in here. Let's get right into it. First and foremost, the battle of the two prop forwards, Chris Satay and Paul Vaughan. And this was a really, really good battle, to be fair. Both of these doing really good things. Paul Vaughan, probably his best game for a few weeks, 150 metres from 24 carries, 38 tackles to boot. Satay for 142 metres from 15 carries, and he also contributed 18 tackles as well. Really good contest that in the front row, it has to be said. Where was this game won and lost? Well, quite clearly, it was on the right edge of Warrington's defence. Everybody was playing on grass bar Greg Minikin, who was playing on ice. How many times did he fall over? At least change your studs, son, or bring him off the field, because quite frankly, Greg, I'm sorry to say, you've had a shocker. Seven missed tackles in this game from Mr. Minikin. It was where it was won and lost. I'm not putting it directly on his shoulders. The entire out edge of Harrison, Minikin and Wrench not really working on a defensive kind of way. You know, Wrench had a good game, you know, back from injury, 2 good tries, but he needed more protection in his first game back. And, you know, credit where credit is due. It started superbly for Warrington, you know, right from the back, you know, up by 12. Good try from Renshie, of course, taking the ball from the air. And then, of course, a fortuitous try for George Williams. And things were looking quite rosy. And then, of course, from the kickoff, you know, in they go, don't they? And that's where the game really changed. And last week we were talking about how impressive Josh Griffin has been for Hull FC this season, just prior after the Salford game. Sorry, and he absolutely was superb. He took full advantage on that left-hand side of the Hull FC attack. A hat-trick of tries from second row, 15 carries, 148 metres, 5 tackle busts, 1 clean break. The man was outstanding. Clearly the man of the match. Incredible performance from Josh Griffin. We've always liked him here on Super League Raw. Great player, you know, very versatile, but my lord, was he superb in that final game at Magic Weekend. Good to see Swifty as well going in for a try. He's doing well, and I thought Tex Hoy played well as well. You know, there's been a lot of talk about Davy Litton. Of course, Davy Litton's been in fantastic form before his injury for Hull. A lot of people, you know, looking at Hoy, saying that Litton's better. Where does Hoy now going to fit in? But you've got to give him his due. You know, Hoy really did play a great game. He scored his try. He was good under the high ball, 113 metres. I thought Tex Hoy had a really good game. And for once, they weren't over-reliant on Clifford. Okay, Clifford got 3 of the assists, but they weren't over-reliant. You know, the tries came from around the field. It was just a really good team performance. Starting to look like a Tony Smith side, aren't they, Hull FC? It has to be said. They're playing really well. When you consider that horrendous losing streak that they went on, to bounce back the way they have is really impressive. And we've got to give them a lot of credit for that. Just to remind you, it was a 7-game losing streak. And since then, of course, they played 6 games, including the Challenge Cup, and won 5 of them. You can't knock it. You really can't. They're playing some really good stuff, and they're starting to score more. You know, that was a big problem from early doors in the season. They're always leaking a few as well. But the defence seems to be getting stronger. Their attack seems to be getting sharper. I'll tell you now, Hull FC, keep an eye on them. Yes, they're 4 points outside of the playoff positions. It's a long way still to go. And there are some really good, consistent teams above them. But they will not have given up hope at this stage anyway of potentially getting into those playoff places. But one thing we know about Tony Smith, he did it at Warrington. You know, in a team, you know, when he got to Warrington, remember, it was a team in crisis. They were at the bottom end of the league table. And in his first season, he got them to Wembley and he got them the Challenge Cup. Will he do the same for Hull FC? We know Hull FC's got great pedigree in the Challenge Cup. It's a cup that they enjoy. So could that be their way of getting silverware? You know, would anybody write them off at this stage? Well, you know, they've got a really tough Challenge Cup draw, but they're right in the mixer, aren't they? This was a really good performance for Hull. And from Warrington's perspective, they just seem to be not 100% right at the moment. It just seems a bit wrong. Body language doesn't seem right. They're not clicking like they were earlier in the season. Darryl Powell playing it down a little bit at full time, saying that, you know, it's still in there. They've just got to get going again. Maybe that's against Huddersfield on Saturday. But Warrington need to start getting a degree of consistency. They just look a little bit out of shape. It doesn't help when you know, let's be fair, that right-hand side, you know, you've got Harrison in second row. He's not second row. He's been playing loose forward a prop this season. And then you've got Minikin, like I say, oh, dear me. I mean, it was like watching Torval and Dean, wasn't it? Let's be absolutely fair about it. Yeah, you've got him, and then you've got Wrench. Like I said, I felt for Wrench, I really did. I thought, Conor Wrench, first game back after his injury, 96 metres, 13 carries. Two lovely, well taken tries from Conor Wrench. Believe me, this kid is quality. He's going to be fine. He's going to be electric for Warrington in the years to come. But this really was all about Hull. Congratulations, have got to go through him. Warrington had it in their pocket. And then for whatever reason whatsoever, they decided to put a hole in it. And it all went pear-shaped. So the Wire, no longer top of Super League. Hull, 4 points off the playoffs. Good day for your black and white. Really bad day for your primrose and blue.